So, hello everybody. I believe we are live. So, let's see. Hi to Shukri, to Sveta, to Oksana, to Human, to Shukri, to Valentine, and to Vibes, Vitali, Quarenta, and Hadi. Great to have you all here. Okay, so I think you all know by now pretty clearly what we do in this. This is where we have to transform the sentences. Okay, so be careful to include the word in capital letters. This first one is really easy, yeah? It says, I tested positive for COVID yesterday, so I'm not going to school tomorrow. We need to include the word be. If I hadn't tested positive for COVID yesterday, hello Drop, great to have you. Yeah. Okay, so I tested positive for COVID yesterday, so I'm not going to school tomorrow. And then we need to include the word be in the transformation. If I hadn't tested positive for COVID yesterday, So thank you, Valentine. You've got the sense right. Yeah. So both Oksana and Vitali, look at positives and negatives. It's very difficult to get the positives and negatives right sometimes. Great to have you, Ronan. It's a pleasure to have you here with us. And so would be gone. Gone is not right. So nearly dropped, but it's that will that's your problem. That's better, Vitali. Thank you. Yes. I will accept I would go to school tomorrow as well, but notice, Ronan, you're supposed to include this be in your answer, the word in capital letters. Yeah? Okay, so let's see. We've got, well, first correct answer from Valentine. I would be going to school tomorrow. Yeah? Would be going from Human as well. Good evening, Manisco. It's still afternoon here. Yeah, it's a pretty hot one as well. So, if I hadn't tested for positive for COVID yesterday, I would have been, I guess you could say, I would have been going, Hadi. Ronan says, I would be going. I quite like that would have been, but you still need the going. I would have been going to school tomorrow. Yo, Leffy, great to see you, my friend. Okay, so if I hadn't tested positive for COVID yesterday, I would be going to school tomorrow. But I quite like Hadi's idea that actually says I would have been going to school tomorrow. And that would also work. No, I would have gone. I would have been going. Yes, that's it, Sveta. I would also accept that answer as well. I would have been going to school tomorrow. Yeah, I would be going or I would have been going. Yeah, but I'm not going to school tomorrow because I tested positive. Okay, that's a start. Now, another conditional. This next one is a little bit harder. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I would have been going. With tomorrow, I would have been going. Yeah, but I'm not going. I would be going in the future. I would have been going. I would have been going to do this. Both work very, very nicely. Yeah? I would have been going. I would be going. You could probably even just say I would go. Yeah? So, so I'm not studying for my exam because I know I'm going to fail it. Were. I would be studying for my exam if I to fail it. Okay, so Vitali nearly got it. If I weren't to fail it. You see, the problem with that weren't to fail it. It has it doesn't work. So I really like what AK has put. Okay, and Valentine as well. If I were not to fail it. If I were not to fail it. You see, if I were not to fail it, it sounds like this is something you do habitually. Look at the going to. Weren't wise. I would be studying for my exam if I were to fail it. No. If I were not to fail it. If I were not to fail this exam every time I take it, I would be studying right now. I prefer Sveta and AK's answer, were not going. If I were not going to fail it. Okay, so let's see. This is a present result with a future condition. Good evening, Mad. Great to have you. So I would be studying for my exam now if I weren't going to fail it. If I were not going to fail it. If I were not supposed to fail it. Okay, you could use was. I'm happy with the was. Yeah, but that's why I put were in the was were. That works as well. If I were not so likely to fail it. If I wasn't going to fail it. Yes, that's it, Leffy. Yeah, if I were not so likely to fail it, that would certainly work as well, Oksana. Yeah? But notice, if I were not able to fail it, if it were not probable, if it were not so likely that I would fail it, you can use was, but it's an imperfect subjunctive, and I recommend using were to show that you actually understand that this is a subjunctive. You're actually making a future subjunctive. Yeah, and it shows a tense difference. Kunal. Yeah, if I was not going to fail it, you'll find many native speakers use was, but I recommend were because it gives clarity and it shows your clear understanding of the grammar involved in it. Yeah, let's see. If I was you, you can say that. I would prefer if I were you. Because it just shows that it's a subjunctive, and if you're taking an exam or something, it's good to let the examiner know that you understand what you are doing. Okay, with this one, be very careful of the tenses. It was sad, but John had to sell his car. Only, you need to include the word only. If to sell his car. So notice, in this situation, John has sold his car. It's a done deal. It's been finished. That was quick, Oksana. Okay, so it was sad, but John had to sell his car, so he sold it. And Good from AK or 40 as well. And this is the point, Leffy. Leffy, if you say if only John didn't have to sell his car, this is saying he hasn't sold it yet. Yeah, he has to sell it, and I wish he didn't have to sell it. Yeah, but he hasn't sold it yet. And then, okay, so notice Oksana said if only John hadn't had to sell his car, but he had to sell it. AK, if only John hadn't had to sell his car. And Valentin, if only John hadn't had. And Vitaly, if only John hadn't had to sell his car. If only John would not have to sell his car. But notice, Heidi, again, that's talking about present. Yeah, I'm not very happy with the would either. You need to use hadn't had, because this says that it's something in the past. Yeah, if you use have, then it's saying that it's saying that it still needs to happen. So, for example, Leffy, if only I didn't have to go to school tomorrow. No, it's not. If only John didn't have to sell his car. Notice, Leffy, this didn't is not a past tense. This didn't is actually a subjunctive. If I wish so, I wish I didn't have to go to school tomorrow. Okay, and this didn't is a subjunctive talking about the present or talking about the future. And that's why you have to use hadn't had. If only John hadn't had to sell his car. Yeah, John wishes he hadn't had to sell his car, as opposed to John wishes he didn't have to sell his car in the future. So, hello Alex Forever, and MT, if only he hadn't had to sell his car. Yeah. Okay, so if only John hadn't had to sell his car, it had been necessary and he did it. Yeah, so if only John hadn't had. Yeah, the first hadn't is a past perfect, this makes a past perfect subjunctive. Yeah, yeah, you can use had Kunal. Yeah, I had to do it. If I hadn't had to go, yeah, okay, if only I hadn't had to do this. Okay, next one's easier. Next one's a little bit less easy. Where has VG been? We haven't seen him for about, I would guess, a month or 6 weeks. So I don't know what VG is up to, but he's up to something. Okay, do anything except press the red button. Whatever. Okay, the red button. Okay, and okay, we've got good answers here from Oksana and from Leffy. Yes, and from Human as well. Do anything except press the red button. Yeah, VT got a life. I think he did. Very good, Leffy. Okay, that's a different alternative. Yeah? Yeah, but that works as well. It's also very short and very to the point, 40. So Vitali says, do whatever you want, except, I would say, except press the red button. Do whatever you want, except press the red button. Whatever you do, whatever do you press, except. No, that doesn't. You made a bit of a pig's ear of that one, Valentine. Whatever you do, don't press. Let's see. Hadi says, whatever you do, don't press the red button. Surya. Whatever you press, just avoid the red button. That would work, Surya. You can do whatever you want, except press the red button. And that was okay, Shukri. Suhel, do whatever you want except press the red button. I'm not happy with the pressing, except press. Yeah? Do whatever you want except press the red button without the pressing. You cannot do whatever you wish. You must not press the red button. I guess, Kunal. Okay, so, here. And Alex says, do whatever you do, don't press the red button. Sveta, whatever you are going to do, never press the red button. Except, but I think here press is an imperative, Vitali. Do whatever you want to do, except press the red button. Except pressing the red button. No, it's got to be except press. I'm not happy with pressing. Yeah? Let's see. Except pressing the red button, do anything you want. Except pressing the red button, do anything you want. But once we've already got the do anything except press, whatever happens, don't press the red button. I like that. Elada. Just, and a drop says, just do whatever you need without pressing the red button. Okay, I think that would work as well, drop. Whatever you do, do whatever, but no pressing the red button. I like that, no pressing the red button. Okay, so let me put an answer here. I'm going to go for whatever you do, don't press the red button. Okay, so now let's go to the next one. The next one, you really need to know the construction. Okay, so yeah, do whatever you do, whatever you do, don't press the red button. Do whatever, but don't press. But do whatever, but pressing the red button. I would bar pressing. That would certainly work, Vitali. Yeah? Whatever you press, just be watchful for the red button. Good, Hadi. That's a pleasure for drop. Okay, the next, Vitali, you need a preposition. Yeah. So, you need to sit down and look at all the factors in a situation before making a decision. Stock. You need to sit down and all the factors in a situation before making a decision. Okay, so we're starting to get some good answers. So let's see. Vitali says, I think I'm going to wait a second. Yes, that's better, Vitali. Well done. Notice Surya. It's of and not off. You always win, Leffy. Okay, so in this one, we need to use the phrase, take stock. To take stock is to go into your shop or your business and you write down all the things that you have for sale. It's called stock taking. Yeah? Okay, so you take stock of. Yeah? So, let's see. Vitali goes take stock of. To get in stock means to obtain. To take stock of, Valentine. Take stock of for Leffy. Take stock of for Surya. Human, take stock of. Good Human. Hadi, take stock of. Okay, so, whatever you use, take, do not another. Okay, so you, you just, whatever. Okay, here we go. And yes. And bear with me just a sec. I want to get rid of this HDP. Okay, so you need to sit down and take stock of all the factors. So you need to look at all the factors and think about them all together, because this is like taking stock in a shop. As I said, to take stock in a shop, you write down all of the things that you have in stock, yeah, and like that you can know exactly what you have to sell. Okay, so take stock of. Okay, let's try the next one now. Okay. Yeah, this guy is commenting on every live stream I've said. Consider stocking. But you should consider, take into consideration, take into account. Yeah, that's the idea, to take stock of, to take all of the factors into consideration. Okay, so evaluate all the factors, take stock of, that's very good. Ooh. So, I think, let's see, we've got an answer for Human, from Human, which I think I would accept, but I think I prefer Leffy's answer more. Yeah, and I think Valentine's as well. Yeah, the top 10, that's to do with music, a drop. So I think our teacher goes too far with the amount of homework that he usually gives us. I think our teacher, with the amount of homework that he usually gives us. Okay, so let's see, let's start reading some answers. Is over the top from Human? I would accept that, but I prefer Leffy's goes over the top. Yeah, Valentine says goes over the top. Surya says goes over the top. Hadi says goes over the top. I like the way you're thinking about verbs and you're thinking about your tenses. Yeah, let's see. This phrase to go over the top means to do too much. To tops himself. But notice, Sveta, to top yourself is to commit suicide. Yeah, to kill yourself is to top yourself. I think our teacher tops himself. I think he commits suicide. No, to go over the top. Okay, and AK goes over the top with. That's very good. It's amazing, Leffy. Let's see, there are a million words that YouTube likes to censor, but the one you've just used, it hasn't censored. So, Suhel goes over the top. Okay, so I think our teacher goes over the top. To go over the top is to go too far. So, I had a party for 6 people, but it looks like I bought food for about 30. So I've gone over the top. So let's see, Hadi, it's to go beyond a reasonable limit. Yeah, to go over the top is to go a long way beyond anything that's reasonable. Yeah, so I was a minute late for class and the teacher started shouting at me and he gave me detention. I think he went over the top. His reaction was too strong. Yeah, I think the neighbours have gone over the top with their Christmas decorations this year. They've used more than is reasonably excusable. Huh. You topped yourself with these berries. Huh. Okay. It may be true. I've not heard it used like that, but in British English, to top yourself means to kill yourself. Yeah? Like you topped yourself with those berries. To me, as a British English speaker, Sveta, it sounds like you found some poisonous berries and took them in order to commit suicide. Yeah? I'm not sure about to top oneself in American English. I would recommend being careful with that one, Sveta. I agree, Leffy, no word deserves to be censored, but that's it. To ham it up, to go over the top, yeah, that does work, Quarenta. That's very good. Okay, workers are absolutely forbidden from surmounts the top. It works, Shukri, but it's not very neat. Goes over the top. Yeah, that's what I would understand, Sveta. Yes. Yeah? Which to me implies they are poisonous. I don't know about the use of top oneself in American English, but in British English, he topped himself. He killed himself. Yeah? So that's why I would suggest be careful of it. Okay, so let's see. Workers are absolutely forbidden from leaving their belongings in this area. Should on their belongings in this area. Okay, Leffy, I'll give you a hint. You need an inversion. You could say, under no circumstances okay, that's a good Aditya. Yeah, it was okay to criticizing him, but by calling him names, you're going over the top. That's a perfect example. So that's very close, Sohel. It should be in no case. On no occasion. So, question form, Leffy. Yeah. On no occasion should they leave. I think that works. Huh. And Jane, great to have you, Arduous Jane. Okay, you could say, I love it, Luis Cortez. On no account. On no account. On no account. That's it, Luis Cortez. Well done. Oh, wait a second. I missed Vitali, didn't I? On no account should workers leave. Very good, Vitali. I totally missed it. Please accept my apologies. Okay, so on no account, ACCOUNT, should workers leave their belongings in this area. On no account. Yeah, you could also actually, yeah, I think on no circumstances. It's under no circumstances. Yeah, on the workers' issue. On no account should. That's it, Hadi. Okay, so well done, Vitali, well done, Luis, and well done, Shuk, and well done, Hadi. That was very good indeed. So, inversion. On no account should workers leave. Should workers leave, Leffy, is your inversion. Because that's a question form. Should workers leave? Yeah? Not on no account workers should leave. On no account should workers leave. And that's the point. Okay, let's try one more, and this is the last one. Lol should be censored, for instance. The cheesiest word in the English language. Okay, I can, let's see. I would like to censor the word nice, then, Vitali. Okay. That's very good, Leffy. That was quick and easy. John used the influence of his friends and family in order to get the job. Used backstair influence. So, well done, Leffy. That was really good. 40 pulled upon doesn't work. Aditya's used backstair influence. It works, but you need pulled. Okay, Hadi said as well. So we've got pulled. So this is very good. Okay, and Surya as well. That's great. Okay, so this is an idiom meaning to use your influence. Yeah, to network using your family and friends and people that you know who can get things changed. Okay, so let's see. The idiom we are using is to pull strings. To pull out is to quit something, to pull out of a tournament. Okay, so to pull strings means to use influence. Ah! The one, okay, because that's bad news, Vitali. Thank you for that information, because then we're liable to see people saying strange things. Okay, so let's see. John pulled strings in order to get the job. To pull strings. So, this is where we're going to finish. Vitali, thank you for that information, because when people start cloning other people, it's the beginning of problems. Okay, that's enough for today. Thank you all for coming. You've been a wonderful group, as always. Let's see. The next live on Sunday 24th of July at 7 p.m. Okay, I'm glad to have you, Aditya. So, thank you all for coming. So, thank you, Suhel. Thank you, Aditya. Thank you, Hadi. Thank you, Singh. Thank you, Sura. Thank you, Adrop. Thank you, Vitali. Thank you, 40. Thank you, Human. Thank you, Leffy. Thank you, Manisco. Thank you, Valentine. A tryst. Tryst. Let me write it here. T-R-Y-S-T. I'm not sure if I've got this word or not. Imposter Pepax. But he's got a different name. Great to have you, Arduous Journey. Thank you for coming, Shukri. Okay, thank you, Kavita. Thank you, Sveta. Thank you, all of you, for coming. It's been a great pleasure having you. Thank you, Quarenta. Thank you for a drop in the water. Thank you, Sohel. It's wonderful. It's been wonderful to see you all. Thank you, Luis Cortez. It's been really good. Thank you, Mo-Fi. Yes, and Patricia. You're a bit late. We just finished. Hi there, P. It's great to have you anyway. So thank you, all of you. And okay, so I will see you all on Sunday. Thank you and take care.